Okay, so we're looking at the Dorian mode, and we're in the key of A, and particularly Dorian's great for blues and rock, and I'm just going to go through 3 different ideas and talk about how you can expand on these 3 ideas and come up with heaps of your own variations. So the first one, my reference for finding this in any key would be to go to the box pattern, A minor pentatonic, or it could be G minor or C minor pentatonic, but the first pattern, pattern number 1, which we all love and we all overuse. But what I'm doing is adding an extra note, which is characteristic to the Dorian mode. So that's sort of the first lick I'm going to go through. So I'm sliding into 5 from 4 on the 3rd string, and then I'm going to 8 on the B, back to 5 on the 3rd, and then 7 on the B, back to 5 on the 3rd. And then I just sort of pivot between those notes. The next thing I can do is finish the lick with a bend from 7 to 8, and that creates like a bit of tension, and if I want to really resolve the lick, I bend up to the root note from 8, okay? Now the next lick is using this pattern, which is pattern number 3 of the A minor pentatonic, and the note that we're adding, the major 6 is the Dorian note again, and so we're going to go like this. We're actually going to go. So we're actually going into that same bend that we showed you earlier, but we're doing it earlier in the lick. So we'll do it again. And then you can add to this lick these notes. You can do a slide from 10 to 12, and then go from the minor 3rd to the major 3rd. So. And then the next lick we're using this A Dorian scale shape. And we're going to move in thirds, which means we skip every note. We go from the first note to the 3rd note, then the 2nd note to the 4th, then the 3rd note to the 5th, and so on, in descending order, of course. And what we can do is kind of like stagnate the progression of that lick by going. Play with different timings. We can also do it down here. So there's some ideas to think about, and you can come up with so many different variations by changing the timing and changing the groove and changing which notes you repeat more, and before you play the whole lick you might just repeat small sections and then play the whole lick. That creates anticipation, and that makes it more interesting and less predictable. But you've still got this central idea, so don't lose the essence of the idea, but just come up with different ways of expressing it. Cool.